Hello everyone, here's the video you guys asked for about how to throw, or my steps for throwing. So hopefully it won't be too boring, but here we go. I've got about a 1.5 pound ball of clay here. Step 1, find the middle of your bat. That's where your finger doesn't move. And then smack the clay down on your bat. That's it, first step. Okay, if it's off center a little bit, you can just pick it up, put it more toward the center. It does not have to be perfect at this point. You just want it as close to center as you can get it. Step 2, this is where you pack it in. So I'm going to take my hands at an angle, right? They're this way at an angle, and I'm going to pack it together slowly as the wheel turns. Okay, that's step 2. Step 3, this is where you zip it down. Get your finger a little bit wet and go to that spot where the clay and the bat meet and just start pushing down to create a little bit of a skirt. The reason you want to do this is so that no water gets underneath your ball of clay and that the clay stays adhered to the bat throughout this process. Okay, that was step 3. Step 4, now we're going to cone up. I'm going to give a lot of water because remember, water and speed are your friends at this point. And then I'm going to start to cone up. Notice that my hands are moving in this direction. I start with the power down here and then kind of transfer that power to the top of my fingers. Make sure your hands and your clay stays wet and you're going to cone up. Notice that my thumbs are over the top of the clay as I'm coming upward like so. And then I'm using a lot of this part as pressure at the top of that clay so I don't create that divot. Okay, so that's coning up. And we're going to karate chop down. So that's my right hand is going to be in a karate chop. My left hand is the wall. Make sure everything's good and wet. Notice that my hands are connected. My elbows are tucked into my legs. And I'm pushing down. Now see that my left hand is in complete contact with the clay all the way up so that I don't end up with a mushroom shape. The bottom of my hand is all the way, bottom of my left hand is touching the bat. You see that? I'm not up on the clay, I'm not at an angle, that's straight. So I'm going to create that shape. So now I need to cone up again because we repeat steps 4 and 5 3 times. Now, as I'm coning up, remember my thumbs are across the top. Squeezing in to make it a cone shape. All the way, I start here at the bottom. See that? My hands are actually making a mark. Pushing in, coning up. Okay, there we go. Second cone up. All right, a little bit more water. Karate chop down. Hands are connected, they're touching. And I'm gonna go all the way down until that my left hand there's no clay between my left hand and the bat. Okay. Bring that in just a smidge. It's getting kind of wide. Okay. Notice I was going really fast. All right, and there's my third time to cone up. And if a little bit of clay comes off, that's okay, happens. Cone up a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to karate chop down. The point of repeating steps 3 and 4 over and over again are to make sure that my clay gets on center. And this is a teeny bit off, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again if this is not my third time. it's time to karate chop down. Okay, I'm going to clean this up just a little bit because it's still kind of pyramid shaped, and I want it tighter in just a little bit. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hands down here at the base and just kind of squeeze in a little bit till it gets to where I want, and then I'm going to karate chop down so it's more even. Okay, there we go. So now I'm ready. I've done 3 and 4, now I'm ready for 5. I'm sorry, I've done 4 and 5, and now I'm ready for 6. A little bit of water. My fingers are loosely on the outside, riding along the outside of the clay. My 2 thumbs are together. I've got them resting on the top, and then I'm going to start to press down. Okay, I'm going to keep going down. Remember, I am not going down like this. I'm going down like this. It's going to kind of create a V shape. Okay, I'm going to clean it up and I'm going to check for depth. My needle tool, get it good and clean there. I'm going to plunge the needle tool directly into the center of the clay, slide my finger down to where the clay and the needle tool meet, bring it out, and that shows me my depth. And that's a little bit thick for me. I'd like it to be about there. So I'm going to keep going down just a bit. A little more water. Okay. Clean it out again, check for depth. A little bit more. Okay, that should have it that time. Again, needle tool in, slide my finger down, and that's about what I'd like to have right there. Okay. Okay, so now for step 7. This is where my thumbs are on the inside, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate them toward the outside just to create the wall of my piece. Now remember, my outside fingers are not moving out with my thumbs. They're staying in the same place. There we go. And see, my circumference didn't get any wider, just the floor of my piece got wider, and my walls got taller as well. Clean things up a little bit. I'm going to work on the floor of that piece, or the floor of this piece, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take my finger nice and wet and just kind of run it back and forth from the center to the outside and back again. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm kind of compressing the bottom, and I'm also making the floor more even. This is going to give me a chance to create the angle that I want where the floor meets the wall. Okay. I'm going to compress the rim. Remember my A shape. My left hand makes the legs of the A, and my right hand makes the cross piece, and then I'm just going to let them ride around the outside of the rim and press down so that my rim doesn't keep getting thinner and thinner. All right. Now I'm going to create a groove right along here on the bottom, and that's going to be the groove that my hands or my fingers will ride up. So remember, I'm always working at the 3 to 6 o'clock position. See the groove I'm creating for my fingers there? So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to start to raise the wall. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use my middle 2 fingers on this hand, my middle 2 fingers on the outside. My thumbs are crossed just to keep my hands moving at the same speed. This hand is going to go in where the wall and the floor meet. This hand will be where the bat and the clay meet. and then I'm just going to start dragging that up, the clay upward from underneath this groove. Where this groove, see that extra clay there? I'm going to start to move that up. I need lots of water for this. All right, here we go. If some comes off, that's okay, it happens. And you want to go all the way to the top of the clay, slowly reduce pressure and come off. You want to compress the rim again, and then repeat until it gets to the height that you would like. Pressing the rim as needed. And remember, you don't want to let, you don't want to let your clay start to flare out. You want to keep it as consistently as possible in a cylinder form. My friends, is how to throw a cylinder. So I hope that helped. Let me know what you think.